Hello everyone, welcome to Unqualified Adults with Dice, the mostly LGBTQ podcast where we play Dungeons & Dragons and definitely know what all of the races are called. Definitely never look anything up. No, that would be against the spirit of roleplay.
No, I've never played a Kalashtar?
Is that a race?
Yes, a race.
I'm pretty sure it's Kalashtar. You were super close. I've never heard anyone else pronounce it, but that is how I would pronounce it.
Yeah, that
Kalashtar.
phonetically that makes sense.
Yeah, I was like, how do you word this?
A little bit of dumb English help.
Like when in doubt, just sound out every syllable.
Just pronounce
and then start
every
saying
single
it.
fucking letter and it'll be correct. As long as you're not trying to pronounce words like yacht or rendezvous.
Okay, now I gotta look up a Kalashtar. What does that mean?
You will be all good with just pronouncing every single letter in the word.
They're a compound race. What? Created from the union of humanity and renegade spirits from the plane of dream.
Are those that's the race that doesn't actually dream, right?
Yeah.
One of the races doesn't actually dream because they're cut off from like the dream realm or something wild.
Yes, I see that in here. Severed from dreams. Wow.
So
okay,
they just
hold on.
become unconscious and then wake up. I imagine what happens is, you know when you take like a nap during the day and it's only like an hour long, but you wake up and you feel like 3 years has passed?
Happy music, considering we're about to be captured by guards.
You're about to be captured by guards.
Estelle's about to be like, peace, yo.
Estelle's
Catch up
about
with
to
you
just pull
later.
out the wildest shit you've ever seen.
To say my setup is scuffed would be giving it a compliment. Ash, would you like to go ahead and do a recap? We haven't had this in a while, so
Yeah.
if you need any plot filled in, just let me know.
We all woke up in the windmill after having some very strange dreams, courtesy of our DM. And we decided, after noticing that the hags had just disappeared into the night, that we would continue to Valaki. And when we showed up there was a bunch of wolf heads in the front, and everyone was smiling and super duper happy, and everyone thought that was super creepy. There were a couple posters that were basically like events. And I forget, what did it say? Oh, all will be well is apparently the Baron's slogan. And we kind of were talking about how there's some kind of mystical religious artifact that's supposed to be protecting Valaki. We went to the tavern first and ended up meeting a bard called Rictavio, who has apparently been there for longer than we have and has no idea how to get out. But he did have some kind of information about... Did we lose someone? Aaron.
We lost Aaron, yeah.
Yeah. Should I wait?
Let's give it just like 1 second. Maybe she's just popping back in. There she is.
Cool. Okay. So we talked to Rictavio, or Mira and Estelle did, and he was very hush-hush about the artifact and told us instead to meet him at night outside behind the tavern. But instead of listening to him, we decided to check out the church anyway. Met the priest whose name escapes me. I'm trying to find it in here.
No, it's been so long, the name escapes me. Let me look it up.
It's not Dorovich, but it's someone like Dorovich.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Let me check my notes.
Lucian Petrovich, I think. Did
Lucian?
I get that right?
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Father Lucian Petrovich.
Petrovich, okay. So we talked to him. We ended up telling him everything, because he seemed to not be with Strahd. And he told us that there was a prophecy with Arena, so he confirmed what we already knew. Talked about like the original kind of gods and how Strahd came to power and was cursed, which I'm going to gloss over because I don't know all the details. And then he told us that the great artifact that protected Valaki from Strahd was missing. turns out that it was stolen by his altar boy. No, not his altar boy.
Sorry.
What was the guy's name?
Yeah.
Milovaj?
Milovaj. thank
Milovaj
you.
was the altar boy.
Well,
Slash.
there's Yeska, who was the one who overheard everything, but then Milovaj is someone else who actually stole it.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's grave digger.
Yeah, he's a grave
The
digger.
groundskeeper. I was like, not the altar boy.
Yeah, the one that I got in the face with is that one.
The one
Yeah,
that we
yeah,
all
yeah.
threatened?
In a
Yeah.
very, so
He had a
yes,
very
in a
bad
very
day.
chaotic attempt to intimidate him and get information, we did find out that he had stolen the bones for a lady Fiona and he said they were planning to take out the Baron and that the bones were with the coffin maker.
Mhm.
And then we got spotted by a bunch of villagers, and everyone managed to smile except for Zen, because I rolled a 2. I just checked the chat.
Yep.
That's thing.
So eventually we let the poor kid go after Estelle nearly threw him in a grave. And as we were leaving, a bunch of guards approached us, and then Ducky, who Mira had sent out to let the siblings know, came back and told us that they were gone. So that's where we left off.
We open back up at the square, the main square at Valaki. And as stated, you see across the square, you see the one person who Zen did not smile to, obviously reporting on the party. Because not only did she not smile, they also kind of witnessed you bullying the gravedigger. So obviously they're none too pleased, even though their faces would say otherwise. And you see a lot of guards behind them, and again, you see that one guard that you had met earlier that was making that proclamation, guy with the almost demon-like arm. They're all kind of pointing at you, and you hear, "Hey, stop!" From across the way as they're coming towards you. Does anybody want to do anything as they're walking across the square?
Can I sort of try to blend behind everybody and hear us back? Casting guidance. Like whispering, like, you got this, and guidance.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Guidance.
Step forward, keeping myself between Zen and the guards. And I'm gonna. They're walking towards us, right? Like they've.
Correct.
they're-
Oh, they are walking towards you with the quickness. Yep.
Okay, then I am going to approach them, and keeping in mind my position of privilege as a noble, I'm going to address them and say, yes, finally, the welcoming committee. Better late than never, I suppose. Good sirs, madam, I am Lady Mira Sonia Haben. I flash my signet ring to show that I'm a noble. And
Okay.
this is my entourage. I come from beyond the limits of this realm, and I have very important business with Lady Fiona Watcher. If you please, I'm sure she'll be very anxious to hear what I've got to say.
So, all the other guards are kind of surrounding this main guy with the arm. The other person that was kind of pointing out, the original guy, he's seen that, the guards can handle it from here, and kind of went on with his business. So it's just the guards here. There is a small kind of gathering of people kind of looking. Again, this is all made kind of off kilter because everybody's smiling directly into your eyes. Like, everybody's making eye contact and smiling, but there's a small amount of people kind of around. But what you notice is that the main guard, he's not smiling. Nobody seems to have a problem with it. He has a definite scowl on his face. And he goes, it was a welcoming committee. I don't know what that means. Who?
It is not what I was expecting.
I'm here to speak with Lady Fiona Watcher. It's very important that I see her right away. So.
Listen. We had a lot of reports about people not smiling and bullying. Is this you? This is you. They said a real tall, green one, a real fiery snake one, a timid one, and one that likes to talk.
Okay, first of all, that's kind of rude, but,
Forgive us. We're not natives of this land, and it's taken a beat to catch on to the local laws, and of course we meant no disrespect, will be certain not to upset the harmonious balance of positivity this beautiful village emanates so purely. And surely you can't allow me to. You can't expect me to allow my right hand, my esteemed knight, to be embarrassed like this. Hardly a good way for me to make my introductions.
Roll persuasion for me.
Okay. And I have guidance from.
You do have
from
guidance, yes.
What does guidance mean? What is that?
Once before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to one ability check of its choice.
Okay.
Can Zen try and give a super friendly smile to assist Mira with this?
Yes, and I'll just allow you to have it because
I wasn't sure if I needed to roll.
No.
Roll charisma to smile.
Yeah, the roll before was to make sure that you were keeping up appearances, but with that, I can imagine that you can pull off like a standard smile. So, yeah,
Great.
Absolutely.
Chaz, you said it's persuasion that I'm.
Yes, persuasion. All right. So,
D4 helps.
The main guard kind of like scratches his like 5 o'clock shadow chin, and it's kind of like, well, all right. Well, there's rules. All right, there are rules. Okay, gotta smile. Gotta be positive. Okay, gotta be positive, then the demon won't come. You understand?
Yes, of course, and that's a very wise rule to have in place, and we'll be sure.
Perfect. Second rule: do not say the demon's name. Understand?
Oh,
And lastly, no ruckus. You understand? And he looks squarely at his stall. No ruckus.
She kind of just puts her hands up in that that pose that Stanley always does from The Office.
Yes.
She kind of just like does that, like puts her hands up to seem like non-threatening. She is still smiling, of course.
You'll get no ruckus from us, I assure you.
All right. Get on. Get. And he kind of turns away and starts to walk away with the group. And right as that happens, you hear a ding, 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 ding. And you look down and you see this small little gray, almost looks like a ball bearing, if you will, like a small ball bearing. And within a second you hear, and half of the square has now been engulfed in smoke. You hear a lot of people go, "Oh my god!" And a lot of the guards are like, "All will be well. Make your way. Get out of the smoke." All of you feel a tug on the back of your clothing, your armor, and it kind of guiding you towards an alleyway. And you hear it in your ear, "Follow me. I'll get you out of here."
Does the voice sound familiar?
Does not sound familiar. It is a woman's voice, and it's bright and cheery, but it is a woman's voice.
I guess if I see like the shape of my companions going, I'll follow.
Okay.
I'll follow.
You kind of skirt down this alleyway really quick, and you see the person kind of like guiding you. You only see the back of them. You see a kind of small woman. You can't really see her face, but what you do see is a green cloak, forest green cloak, kind of wrapped around her, kind of trailing in the wind behind him. And you see a few locks of black hair, very black curly hair. So you guys run for maybe less than a minute, and then she kind of stops, takes out a little pry bar that she seemingly had like within her sleeve, and kind of pops open one of the doors to the kind of a rundown looking hovel house. Gestures you to come in. She goes in herself. As you walk into this dilapidated, rundown, obviously abandoned house, you see this woman who is very much Vistani. She is a Vistani woman. She is dressed very plainly for a Vistani, though. She does have the very trademark olive tan skin, but her cloak is probably the most vibrant thing about her. clothing is very drab, and it seems like it's meant to really blend in and not draw much notice to her. But the most striking feature about her is her violet purple eyes just strike out against the darkness. And she turns and she says, "Okay, shut the door, shut the door, shut the door." As the door shut, she says, "Whew, that was a quick one. Oh, my goodness, you guys, you really know how to cause trouble, don't you?"
Estelle is kind of like brushing off like her sleeves, and she goes, "We were actually fine. You didn't need to make that ruckus to get us out of there."
What do you mean?
Like the smoke cloud pulling us into the out.
Yeah,
they were
getting
leaving.
arrested.
We were fine. We were just gonna leave.
She kind of like scratches the back of her head. Well, you know, you're welcome.
Pure, and for that we are great. Who are you?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My name is Esmeralda. Esmeralda the Evnir.
Ooh, pretty.
She does like kind of a little bit of a curtsy with her cloak, and looks back up and says, "I'm sorry. I may have jumped the gun. I have a hard read of these things sometimes, but listen, I was just told to tell you, make sure you don't get into trouble, and of course the first thing you do is get into trouble, of course, my luck, and you guys just kind of step in, a pile of doo-doo, and this doo-doo happens to be doo-doo that's been here for a while, that's been lots of plans going on and all these things, so, I just wanted to make sure you're okay."
Was it Rictavio?
I'm sorry, who?
I'll take that as a no then. Okay.
Who gave you the direction to keep an eye on us?
Ooh, that is, not something I can say. And she kind of pats her nose with her finger. Not something I am at liberty to say. But just know that we have common goals. So, yeah. Ooh, I feel like I may have just gotten you in some more doo-doo. Sorry.
Yeah, it generally comes when people see you and just assume you're the snake one.
Oh,
No.
that's really,
I find it interesting that I'm the tall green one, because Estelle, you're definitely taller. But...
Yeah, right?
Oh, I forgot about that, right?
Why am I the timid one? Am I that timid?
Well, you were in the moment.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't like to make judges on people. I just, as you can tell, I'm a very bad judge of things to begin with, so I'll just skip all that.
And this individual or group sent you to keep us safe? The one with bad judgment?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't really think about it that way, but,
I feel safer in your hands. And I'm going to turn to the rest of the group and be like, "Wait, should we get out of here? This doesn't feel right to me."
All right, and Estelle just goes to walk towards the door.
Okay. Be safe. See you around. I'll be watching you. Not in a creepy way, but I'll keep an eye. Be safe. And you just close the door on her.
I have a question from the
Sure.
last session. Did we hear Ducky say that the siblings were missing, or did only Mira heard that?
Unless Mira, you specified otherwise, and I don't remember. I'm pretty sure everybody heard that.
No, it's fine. Everybody can be aware.
Then, so she's been watching us, like us, or us and.
Yes, I was curious about that, but I didn't want to give any information away either.
Well, they are apparently missing, so we should go to the inn real quick, see if they're actually missing. Not that I doubt Ducky or anything.
But we could check if there was a scuffle. That what you're suggesting?
Yeah,
They're
if
downstairs.
anybody saw them, or they're just like hiding somewhere in the inn, or...
The bartender seemed friendly. Maybe we can ask him.
Okay.
Are you guys? Is that consensus to everybody's going? I assume.
Like back to the inn to, I guess,
Mhm.
if there's any trace left of the siblings. If they're there.
You make your way back. Obviously, the city's much bigger than the village of Barovia, but it's still not hard to manage. So you get your way back to the inn, and you do show, as soon as you walk in the door, you see there's been a bit of a scuffle. It's not widespread. It definitely looks like there was a struggle from the room that even now I still want to say the twins. They're not twins. The siblings.
New code name.
Seriously?
Code name.
No one will ever know.
Oh,
Yes.
Exactly. You do see that the door, because you can kind of see the staircase goes up, you can kind of see up to the rooms. You see the door that they were renting is definitely busted down, and it obviously looks like there was a bit of a struggle of somebody being dragged out. It looks like it happened not too long ago because people are still kind of setting things back up. You see the bartender kind of like behind, kind of directing people, but then you also see Tavio looking at a wound that is on
Ismark? Oh, so he's
Mark
still
is
here.
He's still here.
Yes, so
That's even worse.
You see Rictavio kind of like mending one of his wounds, and you see he is worse for the wear. He has been just beaten. One of the beers kind of up against his face, trying to cool down a bruise. And as soon as he sees you,
Beeline towards him.
yeah,
Cure wounds already
waves
on
over.
my hand. At the moment I can like get near enough to touch, cure wound him right away.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so before anybody even says anything, you hit him with that and just... He's like, oh my god, alright. Oh, thank god. Thank god.
He heals
You are
by
still
6.
alive.
Life?
Yes, well, I do not know what became of you. You just disappeared, but
We did say that word.
you did, yeah, but he's like, I just did not know what... I'm sorry. And he puts down the mug, and you see the bruise, like, actively healing in front of you. Thank you. It happened in a flash. I don't even know what happened. We were in a room, and Irina was resting. I was reading a book, and the next thing I know, the door is flying open, and this beast with a devil's arm just hits me straight in the face. I go down, and I
It's
got
the
here,
Baron's
Irina.
man.
Rictavio says, yes, it was wild. It was amazing. He kind of looks over at Ismark. Horrible. But they flew in here with a quickness. They tore this place apart like they'd done it before. Which they have. But yes, that devil arm man, I've seen him around. He's a pretty big guy around here. His name's Ezek. He works directly with the Baron. But he, I don't really know what they want with your friend there, but they
took her.
took her.
He said that he doesn't know what they want with our friend. Can I see if he's lying? Like the fact that he doesn't know?
Rictavio?
And while Angus is staring at him, Rictavio said
intimidating.
they've done this before.
Oh yeah. This is what this is one of those things you don't, adhere to the rule of the week or whatever. They come bursting down your door and then you disappear. Real good stuff there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not why they took her, I'm pretty sure. Which is worse.
So, is he lying?
So you can't get any trace of him lying. As far as
He's
you're aware, he's telling the truth. But he does eyeball you guys. So why would they take her? I mean, you guys have been in town for not even a day.
We talked to the priest at the church. That was a whole thing. Don't ask about what happened at the church.
He you see that his eyes kind of go cold for just a second, and then kind of goes back to what he's doing. Like, okay, sure.
Don't worry about it. But we saw a painting or a picture, I didn't write it down, of a woman who looked very, very similar to her, and that is, I'm going to just guess why they busted in and just kidnapped her.
I see. And
Well, we don't know how much the Baron knows.
who all is looking at the barkeep and Rictavio?
I would say I'm keeping an eye out once I know he doesn't know much and I'm just looking around.
Yeah, Zen was watching too.
Anybody that is like has their eyes on these two, roll perception for me.
You said the barkeep and Rictavio?
Yeah, or either or. It's fine. Either or.
Good.
Did not get
Weirdly
that high.
good.
Ooh,
I'm
alright.
scared that I rolled good.
Didn't get those bad rolls out of the way.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna ask the barkeeper next, so this works out.
Yeah, so Estelle, you kind of you're a little too engrossed in what's being said, but everybody else does catch that Rictavio and the barkeep kind of trade a glance as you're telling this story. Rictavio kind of looks around, and you notice that the inn and bar is pretty much empty. You have one like passed out dude out in the corner. Rictavio kind of pulls in real close to you and he says, "Listen, we may just want to keep that to ourselves, especially until we can talk a little bit later, yeah? Just don't, if anybody asks, she got taken because she didn't smile, yeah?"
Yeah.
And if
Stare at the
anybody asks
barkeep.
what happened at the church, we were not there.
We were very clearly spotted there.
We weren't there. She turns.
I didn't even know there was a church here. And I've been here for a little while, so surprise, surprise. Anyway, I am going to go up to my room and prepare for elegant speech tonight. I will leave you all to it.
Night speech in the tavern.
Oh, just my stories, you know. I do it every night just to kind of like.
Well,
when you come in.
Victavio, you still owe us an autograph tonight, too.
Oh, trust me, I will never forget my fans. I will be there. Don't worry. Don't
Excellent.
worry. And he kind of does like snapping like finger guns at you, and then just like slowly goes up the stairs, still doing it, and then kind of goes and just keeps going up.
Is the bar empty besides us, the guy in the corner, and the barkeep now? I look at the barkeep and ask something. Excuse me, sir. I'm worried for my companion. If something really happens to her, did they go right straight forward to the room? Did they wreck your bar? I'm so sorry about your bar.
Oh, do not worry. It is okay. It is. Trust me, we have bar fights that are worse than this. No, they just went straight to the room and came out and knocked over some chairs and whatnot as she was struggling. I was trying to get around to go help her, but the guards kind of pushed me away, and you know, there's only so much you can do.
Can I read him to see if he's being honest about trying to help her?
Yeah, I was
Give that
so
insight.
like, I'm so sus at this guy.
And real quick to resolve these insights, as far as you can tell, he's being pretty straightforward. It seems like he may be hiding like something, but it doesn't seem like he's hiding anything sinister, if that makes sense.
Does this place have a dungeon, or do they just go to some undescript location?
It is hard to say. A lot end up in the stockades. But if you have done something very bad, then you could be exiled. We do not believe in any kind of death penalty or anything like that. It brings the bad juju, you know? You can be exiled, which is pretty much the same thing in Barovia. You do not find a settlement in time and it becomes night.
Is there any way we could visit her, making sure
and-
she's okay?
You could. I mean, I don't know. It's not like they're giving out, you know, cards on where they're taking them. You could try the Baron's mansion, you know, try the stockades, anything. That's all I can really give you.
See, like the voice
No.
just wobbles. Sounds like he's gonna cry anytime soon.
No.
See,
So he also kind of he leans in himself and says, "Listen, I will also give you a piece of advice. I would not advise going to the Baron's house. He is unwell. He is not exactly in his right mind, as you can probably tell. It is probably very dangerous to do so. I'm not saying that you should give your friend up for dead, but if you do choose to go straight to the Baron, just be careful."
Estelle leans onto the bar and gets like real close to him, and she puts her arm with the wound on it on the bar and just like says straight to his face, "What do you mean unwell?"
Then he hasn't always been like that.
Is he okay? I could try to assist him.
No, he is just. He again looks around and he eyes the guy in the corner, but as soon as he does, you hear a.
Perception or insight? Is he faking? The guy in the corner.
Okay, I'm not looking at the guy, so I won't roll.
If you do wanna see if that guy's sleeping, just insight, I guess.
Insight, okay.
Yeah.
Can I
Insight.
intimidate the
guy.
barkeep to get this information out of him?
You can most certainly try.
I can try.
Okay, no, that's pretty low. It's a 6.
Why?
I hope you know every single one of your intimidation rolls have just been like.
Wait, did you just say you put your hands with the wound on it? Have injuries?
Yeah, the barkeep doesn't have any injuries.
No, I meant Estelle.
The party at this point knows that Estelle was attacked by a wolf. She has a cut on her arm that's healing, which will mean much more to Chaz than anyone else at the moment.
He kind of looks down and he freezes for a little bit and looks up and says, "You do not want to be showing this.
She doesn't say anything, she just stares right back at him, unfazed.
You need to leave."
But yeah, very well. We've got other things to attend to anyway, right? Right, everyone. We'll get moving.
Do not
on
come
that.
back.
And
Estelle just laughs at him and then turns around.
on the way out, I just turn to him and I say, "We will, keep an eye out for your family's winery if we're in that area."
He kind of escorts you to the door, and as you turn around to say that, he just closes the door in front of you.
All right, very well.
Yeah, maybe a tiny bit too scary.
Perhaps.
I don't know, to get an idea of what's going on with Estelle. So I want to try and gauge what's going on with Estelle. Obviously I'm not gonna be able to figure out what it is, but can I do an insight check to see
Yeah, I mean, she's not trying to hide it. You can just look at her arm.
I am
yeah.
contemplating if Estelle wants me to cure wound that very quickly.
It wouldn't be insight. I guess do a medicine roll if you really want to figure that out.
Okay.
If you want to have an idea of what's going on.
I'll let you do that before I cure wound Estelle then. My hands just I'm sing around Estelle. It's can I heal you please?
What do you mean? I feel fine.
Got
Okay.
wounds.
Man, it's
Back
nice.
up at
Oh,
face.
damn.
Is anybody else rolling for it, or just Mira?
I guess if I want to heal her, I roll medicine to see how serious this is.
Yes.
Zen knows a little bit more because she talked with Eastmark, but so this would be more. Does it look like it's healing at a slower rate, or if there's something strange about the way it's okay?
So it is not healed like it normally would, and area around it has turned a faint kind of green. It doesn't seem to be oozing, it doesn't seem to be bleeding, but the wound is still there. You can still see it physically. Angus, you see it, and you immediately know that this is not something that can be healed by magic. It just with your knowledge of, medicine and kind of your historical knowledge, you definitely recognize this as a magical wound of some sort. What type, you're not entirely sure, but that's where Mira comes in. You put together the pieces that you saw a very large wolf bite that exact area, and now it is a magical wound. So I will leave that to you, whether you put those pieces together or not, but you definitely know this is not good.
And you just see Angus, he's looking at the wounds, and then suddenly his face just pills. He just stops fussing, frozen for a minute, and he looks really, really devastated at the wounds. I don't think my magic will work on this.
What are you talking about? I feel fine. Sometimes these things happen. Nothing I'm not used to.
If you feel fine, then I don't think we should just move on.
You don't think somebody to take a look at that? This bartender guy seemed real freaked out by it. Maybe they know something about the wolves that we don't. Seems like a kind of a big deal.
I don't think we'll be let back in.
Well, you act like I haven't been cut up before.
Everything's strange in Barovia. Didn't Ismark get kicked out with us, by the way?
No.
Oh, so he's still in there?
Yeah, I to be honest, I kind of forget that Ismark is a character sometimes. But he's out there with you. He went up to go grab the stuff. The barkeep was kind enough to go let him do that, and so he's coming out now. He walks up to you, Estelle, and says, "You should not be showing this to people."
Don't exactly have long sleeves.
You know what this is, Ismark? I do not believe I could heal this with my magic.
It's a cut on my arm. Like,
It is
big
no
whoop.
cut on your arm. This is the mark of the wolf.
And she kind of just shrugs.
What does that mean?
You truly have not heard of this. There are certain wolves out in Barovia that carry a ancient curse. This curse is passed through a bite. I did not think much of it at first. I thought maybe my eyes deceived me, but seeing this now, you have been marked. The next full moon, you will lose your mind and tear anything and everything in your path. Chaotic carnage incarnate.
Is there no way to cure this?
You do know that my people are evil, right?
I was gonna say that doesn't seem that different.
Yeah, they're just...
Let me ask you this. Do your people once a month turn into giant wolves and kill even their most loved ones? Even the ones they want to use the most? Apart piece by piece?
Yes, minus the wolf thing.
You come from a very strange land as well.
Yeah, it's awful, and that's why I left.
But that being said, you will have no control. I advise you, if you care about your friends here, you will walk off into the woods and not look back.
She kind of just slaps him on the shoulder and goes, "Well, we better get going then, huh?"
Oh,
No.
no. Not
No.
we. You.
No,
No.
like we better hurry up and like do our stuff then. Like,
I do not know if I can travel with you.
all right, that's fine. She just turns back around.
Best that I find my sister and do I leave. I believe being around you is akin to a death sentence.
That's generally what people say when they meet a Yanti. Nothing different.
Arrangements can be made. If you would like to work independently, that's fine. But we are going to continue working toward our goal of finding your sister and of making Valaki safe.
This is what I would. Because of your kindness towards me and Irene, I have heard of a folk tale, a legend, whatever you want to call it, of a cure to this curse. I will look for this for you. I cannot make any promises, but you must promise me Irene's safety. She seems to trust you. To a degree I do not understand, but she sees something in you. Can you make me this promise?
I can promise. I do not speak for the others, but I will.
I suppose in Barovia that is all you can ask for. He kind of slings his sack over his shoulder and says, I will meet you here in 1 week. At that point I will have news of a cure or no cure. At that point, if there is no cure, he looks at everybody except Estelle. I would highly advise making other arrangements.
Try not to die.
Like I said, we should get a move on then. Time's a
And
wasting.
He takes that and he says, should you need anything? And he pulls out a stone and he hands it to Mira. Just say my name into that and I will know you'd need me and I will come find you. This is a family heirloom, so please don't break it.
Just the one word. I just say your name and then you come, or can I like?
Correct.
Like
It will not
we
be
feel like that.
instantaneously, but I will find you.
I will take their character.
Gives one more look at Estelle and kind of sad eyes her.
She just finger guns him before he turns back around.
You said you're gonna flip him off.
No.
Rictadio.
Process.
He walks off.
Wow.
Once he
That's
like
rough.
walks away, she turns back around to the rest of the room and goes, "Wow, what a party pooper!"
That got oddly grave.
Like a small sobbing laugh from Angus. Like, this is like a lot of news that he didn't expect.
Estelle, I want you to know, Estelle looks completely unbothered. Just her usual self.
It makes it worse.
Mira is very intentionally not looking at Estelle and is just examining the rock.
Yeah, it's basically just a very smooth stone in a teardrop form. Kind of think an arrowhead, but a little rougher. And it's got like a small sigil. It looks like an S with a dot above and a dot below, but in like a fancy cursive.
So, it looks like we have some options here. We can swing by the stockades, or we could pursue the lead on Lady Fiona and see if we can get some, maybe allies.
I think we should definitely look for Irina first. They took her for a reason, and it wasn't for not smiling. She's probably in actual danger.
Agreed.
But we get those bones back, the sooner Valaki is safe from the devil and his minions.
No, I don't think the bones are gonna save Irina from whatever they're doing to her.
Why don't we start with looking for Irina and see if things start to intersect?
We drop by the stockade first then? See if she's there?
Might as well.
Alrighty, let's go.
Perfect. So yeah, you make your way to the stockade, and again, there are about 5 people in the stockades. You can kind of tell there are 2 women, 2 men, and a kid in the stockade. They all have that donkey hat/mask on. And as you roll up into square, you actually still see kind of like the little blast area where that smoke bomb went off. And kind of towards the middle, you see 3 guards kind of walking up, and they seem a little different than the other guards. These guards have very, very polished leather on. It seems like they're a bit more ceremonial than any. But the 2 flanking guards on either side of the middle one all have trumpets, essentially. And these trumpets are actually kind of strange because they're actually made out of wood. But as soon as they put them up to their lips, you hear... And you see the middle one kind of unfurl this long scroll, and you hear, hear ye, the great Baron has made a decree, and that decree is that his son shall be married on tomorrow. He shall be marrying the daughter of the Meister of Barovia village.
Snap my head towards him so fast. Did he say?
Irene, this will happen tomorrow during the festival. Thank you. And he closes it and walks away.
So the Baron's house it is then. I guess that's where we're going.
House it is.
I think it would actually be easier to crash the wedding, but...
But where's the fun in that?
I feel like there's
You don't
another
think that's
thing.
going to be fun?
Nice.
You don't want
Can I
to just
whisper?
like sneak in somewhere?
Can I just like whisper? Don't forget, isn't there like a lady that's trying to overthrow the Baron?
Yes.
She also has bone we need.
Yes.
Could
Yeah.
try working with her?
So we can sneak in today and then take the bones tomorrow.
I
It
think
can't
we
take
should.
that long, can it?
It's like, I guess it's like, is that how it works?
Well, we know Irina's not in any particular danger at the moment. At least not right now.
She's just kidnapped and being forced to marry against her will. She'll be fine, Estelle says sarcastically.
She's alive.
Probably not going to physically harm her before the wedding, right? They'll want her to be
That would
presentable
be
to the public.
that would be my guess. We can, like I said, try and get some more information and allies, and then maybe break in. I don't know.
I'm not saying that we can break in, guys. And I just like wiggle my arms and feet, and you hear clink, 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 all the armor.
Yes, I'm not.
The sneakiest of us. Even I know that.
Estelle puts her hand to her
Stay
chin and
outside?
like rubs it and goes, "That's a very good point."
I do have a few tricks up my sleeve in terms of getting in. It would only be me, but I could at least get some information from where, find out where she is so that we're not just charging in and, she's not even there.
I still say we investigate this conspirator against the Baron first.
Yeah.
Enemy of my enemy.
I think that's a good idea.
There is another option. I'm not comfortable using it though, but I feel like I should tell you. Could, and this time my voice went even lower. I could likely ask someone if we can find someone that works in the mansion. I could likely try to ask them to just get Rina out. I'm not comfortable using this.
They might get caught.
Oh, I meant, and my finger just wiggle in like magic sense.
Estelle kind of just slaps your shoulders and goes, holding out on us, are you?
I mean, you and Mira, if you both, I never had a chance to use it or the need to, but we might need to, so.
Not a bad plan B.
I think we layer all of these things together. I think first we go and figure out what's going on with this Lady Fiona character, and then from there we can, hopefully bring her in as an ally, and then find a way to sneak into the mansion and rescue Irina. And in that case, Angus, we may need that very useful skill of yours.
It's not a 100% working skill. It's an option.
We will have backup plans. But is everyone in agreement that we should start by gaining an ally, if possible?
Did we want to go to Lady Fiona's place first, or did we want to check the coffin maker? Kind of a toss-up.
Perhaps the coffin maker? We're not sure if the lady would grant us an audience. Would let us in.
So technically, the lady's the boss or customer of the coffin maker?
Yes, so perhaps through him we could attack her?
We can always just tell her that Milovash sent us. We know they know each other.
True.
I think we can convince her to listen to us.
Lady Fiona's it is.
When Mira says, I think we can convince her, and then Angus just nods head repeatedly, totally believes in the power of Mira's convincing.
Does anybody know how to get to Lady Fiona's?
Milovac said her house. Don't know if he...
Didn't he say
Grab a
it was
random
easy to
person and ask
find?
direction.
Yeah, I thought we were like, oh, okay, it's just down here. Like, that's where we were walking before we got stuck.
Make your way from the square up to the kind of more, I mean, if you can call it a ritzy area. It's as ritzy as Barovia can get. That being said, it's large and it is maintained. It doesn't seem dilapidated at all. You see the actual Baron's house. The Baron's house is actually right smack dab in the northern quadrant, if you will, of the city, resting on a hill that overlooks Lake Zarovich to the north. Lady Fiona's is a little bit south of that. Can't quite see the lake, but it's still a beautiful house on a hill. So you walk up and you see these large iron wrought gates that have, you can tell that they're very old. The rust is being, kept at bay, but very much at the expense of the actual metal itself. So you see that the metal has worn down quite a deal. Some points where the metal is basically hair thin almost. You do make your way to the front, the entrance, and you see a guard. And this guard standing in front and says, "No visitors."
I'm sorry. I believe that Lady Fiona would very much like to speak with us. My name is Lady Mira Senyahaben, of the Alanar Senyahabens from the Kingdom of Nermit. It will mean a lot to Lady Fiona, and she will be most pleased with you for being able to recognize the importance of who is standing on her steps.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I had a lady actually yesterday come over and say that she was actually the Queen of Barovia. Did you hear about that? Crazy, right? Just royals all over the place, apparently. So, how about this? You go get the Queen's approval, and I'll think about it, yeah?
Can Estelle kind of just step into view and try to intimidate this dude? She's not going to do anything. She's just going to step into view.
Before we do that, what I want to do is actually have Mira roll persuasion. because I should have allowed her that before I.
Would it help if I'm like trying to keep my face? Okay, I'm still smiling, obviously, but being it very cold almost. Like, stoically smile. The kind of weird smiling like a stone statue would give you.
I don't know if that's gonna help.
I don't know, I don't know, because I was gonna go like, can I be stoic? And then I remember that I have to smile, and it just ruins all the intimidation.
Listen, all right. I don't know much about you royal types, but I can't just let you in. You have to have an appointment. You have to. The lady needs to want to see you. You understand?
If I were to give you a message to relay to her in order to convince her to speak with us, could you do that for me?
He kind of eyes you up and down. You gonna cost me my job? Yeah, all right. What's the message?
That Lady Mira wishes to speak with her, and that I can feel it in my bones that we are going to get along.
You want to see her? You got a bone to pick with her? Whatever. All right.
No. Very, very. You know what? I'm gonna write it down for you.
I cannot read, ma'am.
You don't have to read it. I'm sure she can read it.
That is true. I did not think about that.
So I write that down real quick and I hand it to him.
Okay, he takes it and says, all right, I'll get it to her. And he kind of lumbers through the gate, closing it behind him, and kind of slowly walks up the steps and into the house. About 5 minutes later, comes back to the door slowly, and he's like, all right, she'll see you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Much obliged.
Don't mention.
So we are walking up. When like everybody's sort of distracted, I utilize my channel divinity. So like you would hear if you're paying attention, you'll hear like mumblings of prayers from Angus as we walk up. I want to
Hold on. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I apologize.
Yeah.
Give me 1 moment.
It's okay.
No, I love watching Mira work.
No, I was like, Angus, like your number one fan, Mira. Social situation, Mira. Intimidation, Mira. Maybe Estelle. It's like, I'll just stay behind Mira when it comes to people.
Yeah, throw me
Listen.
into battle. I don't remember to put my armor on, but you know.
Good cop, bad cop, Mira always goes first.
Seriously. That's just like looming over Mira's shoulder, but then intimidation is always just like, let Estelle do whatever. So I'm just standing there, just chilling.
We're like both at the back,
Yeah.
cheering on, like cheerleaders on the sidelines, like, go!
Need me to slice someone, grapple someone, sure, but other than that, just
Yeah,
chilling.
just to remind everyone, Estelle
Okay.
does have a sword with her. She just never uses it. She uses it for intimidation.
All right, sorry about that. My dog was like going crazy for some reason. You kind of enter into this home, and the whole manor is kind of like creaking with the wind. This place does not necessarily feel cozy. It feels ritzy, but not cozy. As you walk in, you see just like kind of old, really, really old paintings, portraits of very stern-looking, jet black-haired men and women. Right in the middle, you see the two wings off to the left and right in the middle, you see a grand staircase. At the bottom of the grand staircase, you see a very stern, middle-aged woman dressed in a kind of a red Victorian dress. She has a very stern, very sour face on, and she approaches you and says, "Who is the one named Mira?"
My lady, that would be me. Thank you for allowing us to come in and speak with you.
I assume these are your servants.
Estelle just clears her throat.
They are my companions and equal.
She eyeballs all of them.
Angus just steps behind Mira. Don't worry, it's just the usual hide behind somebody. Short, cover me.
She kind of purses her lips and goes, I do not have much time. We shall be in the God, I don't know the names of rooms and fancy houses.
Room?
The living room.
The lounge. The
study.
lounge.
The lounge.
Thank you. I'm sorry, my brain is literally dying right now, so. She gestures off to the left wing and starts walking without waiting. Comes in, and as you all file in, she closes the door behind you, and inside you see it's, if there were to be a cozy room in this house, it would be this. The chairs, although ornate, do seem to be well used and generally soft, if not, kind of, again, old. Everything's old. And you see off in the corner bottle of very fancy wine from the vineyard that Erwin spoke of, his family's vineyard. And you see kind of a large lounge couch in the middle of the room with a coffee table and two kind of chairs off on the opposite side facing it. She takes one of the chairs and gestures for you all to take the couch. Sits down, very prim and proper. What is it that you want?
Aligned interests. We spoke with the dear groundskeeper boy, Milovaj. He gave us an inkling as to your latest project.
This is why you never trust the lowborns.
To be fair, it wasn't his fault. We can't, well, I'm not gonna pin this on anyone else. I kind of beat him up.
She
We can be
eyes you very coldly up and down and says, "That checks out."
She just
Let him yell
grins.
in his face.
She takes this all in stride and says, "So, what of it? What do you want?"
I'll get right to the point here. This wedding that's supposed to happen tomorrow, we're not on board, and we'd like to stop it. And we are here in the interest of protecting Valaki.
It is very rare that I am straightforward and say exactly what is in my mind, yes? But I will be straightforward with you. I do not care about the wedding, and I do not care about your wants. Now, if you were to say, wanted to get rid of the Baron, yes.
That is second on our list.
If you make it first, then we can talk.
Suppose these things can happen simultaneously, really. We can prioritize disestablishing the Baron from his role. What are your plans? How can we assist?
Within reason.
This town, and she releases that word with a sense of just almost like she was spitting out a piece of bad food. This town.
Yeah.
It deserves someone who is not a giant buffoon. It deserves someone to align it with the correct interests to preserve Valaki. Yes.
Someone such as yourself?
If it so happened to be that that would be the case, I would not turn it down. However, one thing stands in my mind. I'm sure you have already run into Izek.
Yeah, big.
The malformed thing.
The guy with the weird arm, yeah.
Yes, we unfortunately have.
He holds the city together. He is the glue for the Baron. You take out the glue, what happens?
Naturally, it would fall apart.
Right. Yes, it would fall apart, and I could pick up the pieces. The festival and your wedding are tomorrow, yes?
That's correct, yes.
If you get rid of Izek beforehand, if he decides that, he would rather be in a different town than Valaki suddenly, we may be able to have a deal.
I am curious, however, if Ezek is the glue, and we were to take out the glue, there are pieces now. What does the Valaki look like that you put back together?
Stronger and not so concerned about smiling.
And how do you plan to keep Valaki safe?
By actually focusing our efforts into keeping safe, rather than these ridiculous festivals every other week. These ridiculous rules persecuting our own people.
As she's saying that, can I see if she's like being... Is she coming at this from a like, I don't want my people to suffer or like to be treated unfair? Or is she coming like in a almost more malicious?
I was gonna say egocentric.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I
That's
guess so,
the word.
more
I don't know how
selfish
to
or
explain.
selfish. Yeah.
I was like, how do words?
Yeah.
Been a while.
Trust
Don't
me,
know
you
words.
guys have no idea how difficult this is right now. I feel like I am swimming right now. Perfect. Yeah. There we go.
Roll time.
Look at you. Look at you go.
Stealing all the good rolls, I see.
You
gotta
actually
roll all
get
the
X-ray
ones
vision
too.
for a minute.
I
No.
see these people from weird screen talking about me.
Lady Fiona is actually 3 dwarves stacked on top of each other.
Wait, really?
No. No. She is absolutely holding something back. For the most part, her disdain for the Baron is, you can tell, is coming from a true spot. But as with any noble, any politician, they're not going to give you their full hand. There are things that she is not saying.
The bones of Saint Andral fit into all of this.
Ah, yes. Yes. That is, how do you say, party favor, a cherry on top. Yes, I believe that is a saying. It is old, but that is my original, to make sure that the Baron is no longer a danger to Valaki.
What are you going to do with bones? Like, they're just bones.
Yes, just bones. You are correct. They're just bones. They're nothing. What should I do with them? It is none of your concern.
I'm
Are you
just
trying to
kind of
withdraw?
confused why you had some dude steal bones from a church in the first place. Like, that doesn't seem like, it would fit in some grand scheme.
And you are supposed to be privy to my knowledge. Why?
Well,
Who are you?
if anybody finds out that you stole random bones from a church
Oh,
in
they're
part of this
going
grand
to
plan,
believe you?
they're probably not gonna look so favorably at you that
they're
you're
going to
grave
believe
robbing.
you, or they're going to believe me, who has done more charity for this town than anyone. As I know it, you've already almost been apprehended. That is not a good look.
He would not believe us, but he would believe the priest, though. One who look after them.
I'm sorry, say it one more time. Hold on, let me turn you up a little bit. You're a little quiet.
Right. Also, my voice was being very small then. Was saying that they would believe the priest, the one who's also looking after them.
The old man. True, but try and get him to say something. Because I guarantee he's going to tell you, oh no, we cannot say anything, it will cause a panic.
He seemed pretty welcome to tell us everything, so more inclined to believe a holy man than someone else.
Are you tenants of this town? Do you reside in this town? Of course you'd give this away, it does not matter. Nonetheless, my plans for the bones are none of your concern. Do you want the bones back or not?
I mean, they're just
Would give
some
it back.
random bones you stole from a graveyard. What would we do with them?
I will take this as a no then.
Would you give it back? I was under the impression that you keep the bone.
I do not want the bones. They are my primary plan, but if you decide to take this on, I would make it my backup plan.
If I may.
She is completely ignoring you at this point.
Perhaps a caveat to our agreement. If we take out Isaac and the situation work out nicely for you, then you put the bones back where they belong.
That works for me. After the festival itself, I am fine with that.
She looked like she's gonna keep her words. She's like, yeah, I have no problem following this.
As
She like,
much as you can tell.
like, yeah, as much as I can tell, I take that.
I'm looking at Mira to close the deal or something.
Oh, right. All right. Well, if we're going to take out Ezek for you and help you take down the Baron, is there any information you can offer us that would be helpful in that endeavor? Does Ezek have any weaknesses? Are there any ways into the Baron's estate that may not be common knowledge?
Sure. So, here's what I'll say. For the most part, Isaac, being the head of the town's guard, likes to do his rounds. Normally he does these rounds in a large squad, as I'm sure you've already seen. But there is one portion of his rounds, his patrol, that he takes with only 2 other guards with him. And she kind of points at... Or she doesn't point, I'm sorry, I'm going to point. She says, near to sort of, it'll be a little bit east of the tavern. He likes to split up and he will generally visit the ladies of the night, if you understand.
Angus' face just like turns red. Like
Now,
red.
should you want to catch him red-handed, with his pants down, as the old adage goes, that may be the best time, near dusk.
Very helpful information, lady. And as to the Baron's estate, the best way to get in, should we need to?
That I do not know. As far as I'm aware, his estate is pretty secure. Now that being said, I am no thief. I do not have a thief's eyes, so maybe another pair will be able to look into it and see.
Does anyone else have any questions for Lady Fiona?
I believe that covers everything.
Fantastic. Let me escort you out. And she gets up and waits for you all to get up. And she opens the door for you and gestures out and says, should you need anything, do not come back.
I feel really funny to hear that.
Question for the DM.
Yeah.
Okay, so she said he does these patrols around dusk, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to meet Rictavio after dark. So,
Yes.
time-wise, what would come first?
Dusk. So dusk is
Dusk,
kinda like
okay.
right at sunsetish.
Cool. Just wanted to double check. All right. Rather aptly handled. Estelle, you have so many interesting questions.
Listen, I was trying to get her to talk about her thing. You know, when you read a
I
story, they goat the villain into talking about their master plan. I was trying to do the same. Clearly it didn't work.
Well, it did for a little bit.
It's a valiant effort this time.
So, what time is it?
Yeah, I was just gonna.
Yeah.
How much have we gotten done?
So you guys got up early. You guys had kind of a long day at the church already, so I'd say it's about 2:30, roughly.
We don't have a place to stay anymore. Unless we crash Esmeralda's.
What? Let's crash Esmeralda.
Yeah, we probably should have asked her how to get in touch with her if we needed to. I just felt the whole thing was a little sketchy.
I mean, we can always just wander around until we find that abandoned building again. It was right next to the town square.
Yeah, I feel like we could find it. We could check out the coffin maker if we want to just assess that situation. Obviously, we're not going to try and forcibly take anything since we have a deal.
Good idea.
Estelle looks a little disappointed when you say that.
I felt like it was important to emphasize that.
DM, before we leave this area, I would like to ask Ducky to turn into a spider first and then turn invisible and to just kind of like make some rounds around the Baron's place to try and look for places that we might sneak in or get a gauge of like what kind of rounds the guards do, see if we can establish like a pattern there.
Yeah, and the way that we'll figure that is that if you do end up sneaking in there, I'll give a few instances of advantage with stealth or whatever it may be during that time. Just to kind of help out with that. But yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay, so we'll head to the coffin maker's shop.
Coffin maker is going to be kind of in the middle here, kind of more south of the tavern. The tavern's very central. That's the only reason I keep pointing it out. You go and you walk in. The buildings kind of thin out a little bit as you get to the edge of town. You do see kind of a small little house, a 2-story house, and you see a whole bunch of coffins on the outside, all made of cherry wood, which is natural to the area. As you try to open the door, you see it's locked. But you see in the darkness of the shop, you see a little bit of movement.
Estelle is just gonna knock on the door.
Oh, I was just... Yeah, okay. Beat me to it.
You knock on the door, and all you hear is, "We're closed!"
Lady Fiona sent us. She kind of just like says, peering in one of the windows. Alrighty. Time to fail another roll.
No, you'll get this. You'll get this.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Yeah, it's a good thing I have +2 to these rolls.
He's like, I've never seen you before.
Well, we're new in town. I'd be surprised if you had.
All the more reason that you don't work with Lady Fiona.
Actually, we just finished up a meeting.
He just goes quiet.
Can I just start describing the inside of like the room we were standing in to this dude?
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
So it's just talking to the window at this point and starts to describe the layout of the room, the chairs, and like what they were made out of.
He kind of comes up to the door. If you work for Lady Fiona, what's the password?
Can I do an insight check?
Sure.
Is there actually a password?
Oh, okay. All right.
Is it a trick question? Is my
Gotcha.
I'm busy panicking, like password inside my head.
Estelle kind of just makes like a confused face.
That's a 17. 14 plus 3.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, yeah, there's a password.
Mira. Is there a password?
We can't be bothered with such trivial things as password. Please, just open the door, quickly.
Ooh, roll that intimidation for me.
Ooh,
God.
wow.
Okay. He kind of goes a little wide-eyed and says, "Oh, okay," and he unlocks the door and lets you in. As soon as you walk in, you get a very strong whiff of wood and wood stain. And he kind of closes the door and locks it back up. Says, "Okay, what is it that you were trying to say?"
Mira's gonna look at Zen, because she doesn't exactly know what they're trying to get out of this.
We were just sent to assess the status of the bones.
Bones are fine.
I'd prefer to verify it ourselves.
No can do. You know exactly why. Unless you
After
don't.
all trouble, she went to get Milovage to do it. I think we should inspect the
This is
bones.
starting to sound really fishy.
Well, if she didn't
I'm
tell
gonna-
you she had someone retrieve them, that's your problem. Maybe she doesn't
I'm gonna
trust
ask you
you.
to leave now. He opens the door. Please leave before I call a guard.
What does this guy look like, by the way?
Yeah, I guess I didn't describe him. I apologize. He's kind of a scrawny man. His clothes, although normal sizing, look very baggy on him. He's got kind of a bulbous nose and one eye kind of squints a little bit. And he has a deeply receding hairline with like gray wiry hairs kind of poking off the side.
Did
The mom of myself.
Did his eyes dart anywhere when I mentioned the bones?
Roll roll investigation for me.
Can I actually also
Investigation.
can I also make that roll? 'Cause I was
Sure.
we passed the password point of this.
Nope.
Investigation.
Nope. That's a 2 total.
Oh, all right.
There we go. He doesn't really. Okay, so yeah,
Oh,
Talia-
nice.
Okay, Angus is the only one that really notices, but he definitely darts towards the staircase that leads up to the second level. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave now, please. It is very strange. I will get a guard if you do not leave in the next few seconds.
Zen just walks out the door.
Angus also walks out the door, like following Zen.
I'm gonna start heading out and just kind of over my shoulders say, "You're doing a great job. It was just a test, and you passed with flying colors. Thank you so much."
Estelle is not going to leave. She's just gonna stare this man down, and in her best intimidating voice, she's gonna go, "Well, if we go back to Lady Fiona without an update on the bones, you know what she'll do to you."
Go ahead and roll that intimidation for me.
Come on.
Really gotta get a successful one.
Every time! Every time! Just once! Just one!
How could this
Just
be?
one! And then after that, she
you
kind of
say
just looks into his eyes for a couple seconds and then walks out and closes the door.
Before that, though, you look at him for a few seconds, and he just goes, "Guard, guard, guard."
Scream that out loud. It's just like guard, guard, guard.
Oh, we already got in trouble today.
Yeah, and there
Already
is a guard
outside.
that is coming down towards hearing the call for a guard. He's a little ways away, so you have time to get out.
And we're leaving.
Already
So-
out. Just wait till everybody groups up to tell them what I've seen.
Estelle, I assume you've left.
Yeah, after she says that, she'll just stare at him for a couple seconds, then she'll leave.
Okay. You guys kind of get down the road. You kind of look back, and you see the guard talking to the coffin maker, and he's just like gesturing towards you guys, but you guys are already hidden in the crowd a little bit, so they can't really make you out. But that being said, you are now more towards the center of town.
Did anyone catch where he placed the bones?
Yes.
Upstairs. That's all we needed. I just wanted to verify in case we have to go find them. Okay, well, that was a lot shorter than I expected.
But at least we got some connection.
Mm-hmm. Definitely has them. Perfect. Should we go see Esmeralda, I guess, until nightfall?
I gotta say, this place is really killing my vibe. All the spooky stuff around here, trying to scare people? Why is it so hard?
Because their constant state is afraid.
Yeah.
Or
It's up your
hi
game.
here.
Killing me here.
Listen, out in the outside world, being a large, intimidating snake lady gets you miles. Here, it's like, oh yeah, all right, okay, cool.
What was it? His name? Did Lucian Petrovich? Did he seem to mention anything about why someone wouldn't be able to look at the artifact? No, right?
Mm-mm. No.
Okay.
Nope. Never said anything like that.
Very, very sketchy.
So, while we're here,
Then I guess we will wander around town and try and find a place where we met Esmeralda.
Okay. Yeah, it's not too hard to retrace your steps. You guys pretty much went a straight line. You come across that building again. The door has been closed, but you can tell it was, jimmied open initially. And you walk in, just it's a sagging, dilapidated house.
Before we walk in, I want to just scan the doorway for traps. She seemed a little paranoid and stuff. I feel like she might.
Sure.
try to-
Yeah. Roll investigation for me.
Broke it open with a crowbar.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like anyone's currently living here?
No.
Okay.
If they did, it is very bad living.
Oh, roof over our heads.
Yeah, no, the door's fine.
All right.
looks perfectly fine, guys. Walk
All
on.
right. Zen's gonna walk in first.
Yep.
He's
you
gonna walk in second.
Do you walk in? Who's walking in third?
He's asking for
Estelle,
a
just
marching
walk in
order
then.
now.
Since you're very specifically asking us the order, which is not at all suspicious,
Is this just a single floor like hovel?
Yeah, no, it is now. There was at one point a second story, but it has since caved in. You walk in, and again, it's you see staircase, but it is completely destroyed. There's no getting through that. Everything else is pretty ransacked and just wet and nasty and destroyed, but no sign of Esmeralda.
Didn't leave
Anything
like
else we
business
had on our... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was making a joke. Go ahead.
Anything else we have on our to-do list? Because we could just hang out here. We're not really welcome in the tavern anymore.
Pretty sure that was all we were doing at the moment.
Wait for nightfall.
Now remember, dusk is generally around the time that Ezek makes his way towards the seedier part of town.
Right.
So bear that in mind. But yeah, you guys just pass the time.
So the idea is we will... Do we want to, get there an hour ahead and just wait? Is that too far in advance?
So we don't know which lady's house he's going to?
Is there more than one?
I don't know.
Don't look so flustered. There's probably more than one in town this size.
Please stop talking, please.
Well, so she said he passes... It's east of the tavern. Do we know if there's more than one brothel in Valaki?
Do we know if it's a brothel or if it's just people?
Oh, that's a good point.
She heavily kind of insinuated it being a brothel.
House of Lady Favor.
Now, how many that you haven't been to that part of town, so unless you ask.
Okay, so we'll probably... does anyone need a short rest? I don't know if anyone gets anything back.
I'm all good.
So we could wait until a little bit later in the day and then start walking around that part of town and scoping it out. Because it's weird to walk around and hang out near a brothel at 3.
Do you need a short rest, Mira?
I imagine though that the temporary HP that Angus gave me has probably disappeared by now.
If it's after 8 hours, it's gone by now.
Yeah, so by this point it will be because you guys got an early start.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm gonna cast False Life and Mage Armor on myself again.
We'll wait until closer to evening, and then we're going to head to that area and figure out what place he usually goes.
Yeah, maybe like an hour or so before.
That works. So yeah, you guys kind of pass the time as the sun starts to, or the light in the sky, because again, still haven't really seen the sun, starts to go down. You start to head out, and you go to the eastern part of where Lady Fiona kind of indicated, and it's immediately apparent what part she's talking about. There is a road that has many scantily clad ladies, men, androgynous, just whatever you kind of can think is all packed on this one road. They have various alleys behind it, and all of them are kind of like, hey, if you want a good time, come on in here. Hey, come on, what are you doing tonight? Blah 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 blah. You get the gist.
I think as they approach the road, Estelle can see Angus getting up in a tuff.
Yeah,
Would that be
my
accurate?
face is red. Oh, red. I can't look at anyone in the eye. My eyes is always on the ground. Slowly following you guys.
She'll turn to Angus and be like, please calm down. Have you never seen someone naked before?
I've seen plenty of people naked. Only when they're injured. And I'm dissecting their body to learn about how it works.
She kind of just raises an eyebrow at you.
But, and then face down to the ground again.
Just please calm down. You're acting way too suspicious.
It's okay, just imagine them as...
Imagine them as corpses. And she turns back around.
Surprisingly, that works. Now he tries to look around, this is trying to look at it from a more clinical, dissecting somebody. Oh, one guy, his
really
legs
should have that
broken.
mole looked at.
What about Mira? How's Mira looking? Because I'm just curious with the noble background and everything.
Can I roll medicine then? See how Mira's looking? Or are you asking what Mira's...
No, Mira's reaction.
What are your reactions?
Mira doesn't look uncomfortable at all. She just this is regular old any other day. Just strolling through town.
No, you'll notice Zen is actually mildly distracted. but like still kind of like, focused, but also mildly distracted.
Mission oriented, but
Yeah, but
they don't have the blinders on.
No, there's a lot of sights to see.
I think upon seeing this, Estelle would go, now, stay focused, and she kind of just winks at you.
So I'm kind of like, oh, right, yeah.
Because Estelle looks completely unfazed.
Anybody call out to us? They don't, right? We just.
Oh yeah, no. Pretty much all of them are. I mean, this whole street is kind of it's bustling. There are drunken men and women kind of all over the place, fraternizing with each other. And they are definitely calling out to all of you too. I mean, they want as an aside, they are a business. They want your business, so they are definitely advertising as best they can. So.
Is there a main building?
No, they're all pretty much the same, but you do happen to notice that one of them seems to be a bit more frequented than others. If you get a little bit closer to it, you actually see that this one has a bar on the street itself and a staircase leading up into the hourly motel.
The private rooms, okay.
The private rooms, yes.
Yes.
The lounge, the VIP lounge, yes. But a lot of people are kind of crowding around this bar, getting served, and various flirtations going on with other drunken people.
As we approach, can Estelle just approach one of these women? She's going to put on her best imitation of somebody who's interested.
Okay.
Come up to the woman and almost lean on the wall and like put her hand next to like the woman's head and goes, I heard from Ismark, one of his girls came highly requested. Can you show us where they are?
Oh, I'm gonna assume you mean Ezek. I know it's the names.
Ezek.
Yeah, Ezek. Ismark is the one that.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
I was just like, what did I say?
Yeah.
No, I meant Ezek. I was just like, I was so confused for a second. I was like, what did I say?
Ismark has been here.
Ezek, yes.
Yes. You see this kind of squat woman that you're talking to go, I don't know if I should say. And she kind of puts her hand on her face a little bit and then rubs her, thumb against her fingers, kind of giving that gesture of,
Universal money, please.
Need a little bit of grease to get this wheel a turning.
Instead, can Estelle try to flirt with her harder?
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm going to flirt with you harder now.
Put one or two fingers under her chin and just look into her eyes and go, oh?
You're using like the snake eyes?
Yeah, roll that persuasion for me.
Please. What?
No.
You know what? Roll20 hates you tonight. Like, jeez.
I mean, like, this fits because that's not what anybody in her, like, race does. So she is definitely putting on a performance for this woman.
I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely making the DC a little bit more just simply because.
While Estelle is doing this, and Mira is gonna like kind of slip her hand on the counter around and just put 5 gold under the woman's hand, hopefully without Estelle noticing.
Okay. Roll stealth and Estelle roll perception for me.
You're probably gonna win.
Watch this.
Can't even roll over a 10.
Oh my God.
I was like, this is gonna be the one roll that's high. That was like, never mind. You know what it is? It's like you take all the low rolls and then Talia rolls, and it's suddenly high.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh my
That's
God.
an even.
Wow,
That's an even split.
Estelle is looking directly at you, Mira. I'm gonna let you choose Estelle, evens or odds, and I'm gonna roll a dice. Whenever you say even or odd, I'll see what it is, and we'll go from there.
I'm gonna pick odds.
Okay, you see it. So you slip these 5 pieces of gold into her hand with Estelle just being able to see it. And then the lady's like, oh yeah, okay. Isaac, I'm pretty sure he goes to the, the Pink Lily down the road? I'm sorry, I'm a little new here. I don't really do this, but the Pink Lily down the road.
And then Estelle just like straightens back up immediately and just goes, thanks, and just turns back around promptly.
She's like has whiplash and like, you're welcome, and just pockets the change.
She kind of just goes back over to the group and goes, that wasn't too obvious, was it?
No, excellent job.
I just like do like the polite clap.
I'm assuming you guys are going to Pink Lily, so you get over there, and this one's actually a lot quieter. It's at the end of the road. You walk in, and it is pink everywhere in here.
Eyes.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those. It is vibrant. As you walk in, you see that the lamps around have this like lampshade that's somehow they've made dye pink, which is fairly strange because as far as you could tell, there's not really any dye in this town. Like everything's pretty drab and gray and brown. So to walk into this is very much a shock. And you see behind the counter a very ambiguous person kind of look up and go, oh my god. What was that? Sorry, that was
Sound effect.
Oh my goodness. Hello. I did not expect to see anybody in for a little bit. Come in. How can I help? They kind of gesture down and pat on some chairs that have these like they're pink cushions, but they look like they've been worn. they're clean, but they've been worn down.
Just gingerly sit down, but I look at the cushions like doubtfully, like I have no idea where these be.
In the room, you see a door, and behind this desk that this person was standing behind. How may I help you?
We didn't have a plan for this part.
Estelle kind of just tries to push Mira out in front.
All right. Yes. Hey. Hello there. We're actually we were recommended to this lovely establishment by someone, and they told us that Essek likes to frequent your place, and we actually. And I look around at the group, and I just kind of like I look at them over my shoulder, like I don't know where to go from here. And then I look back and I said, we wanted to surprise him when he comes in.
Group rate, I see.
Yes,
Group
yes,
rate.
exactly.
I didn't know that Ezek liked to party like that.
Oh yes.
Wow.
Behind Mira, Angus is like slowly dying. You can see smoke coming out of his ears. His face is so red.
Okay.
But it's imperative that he doesn't know we're in the room when he comes. It's part of the thing, you know. It's
Get you. Roll persuasion for me.
okay.
I thought you were gonna say role play, and I was like, exactly.
Yeah.
That is a natural 20.
Oh, damn.
Woo! Let's go.
Yeah, so she's like, they give you this very large wink, like, oh, don't worry. I got you. Do you want his normal room with the normal girl?
Absolutely.
Yes, yeah. Keep everything just as expected.
Perfect, follow me. They open this back door and kind of float elegantly down the hallway, and you see a row of doors on either side, tinted, so that you can't really see inside, but the noises give away what may be happening on the inside. They get to the third on the right, and they open the door, and you see a normal-sized woman with very long black hair, and she is dressed in a nightgown, but you do a double take because this girl looks a lot like Irina. It's not Irina, but it looks a lot like Irina. This girl, she's like applying rouge to her face. She goes, "Oh, I was not expecting anyone. This is for Ezek. It's a surprise. They're doing a group thing. Are you okay with that?" She kind of like nods and looks at it and says, "Well, I've never really done it, but as long as everybody's paying, I guess that'll be okay. It's gonna be a little cramped in this room, but sure, come in. get ushered in, and it's a fairly small room. It's pretty bare on the walls, except for like a mirror up top on the ceiling.
Of course.
And like a few candles and the little nightstand or whatever that she's looking into a mirror to apply her makeup.
Angus is standing. He's like, where can I sit? Everything is nope. He's just standing in one.
You all have fun now. And then closes the door and obviously walks off. And
So Estelle just takes Angus by the shoulders and just like turns him towards the wall.
All right, so I've got a plan here. Excuse me, miss, and I turn to the woman. What do you typically make in an hour?
what do I make in an hour?
Yes.
Ooh, you really... You haven't been in the industry very much, have you? You don't really charge by the hour. Let's just say if you charge by the hour, you're gonna be talking for about 50 minutes at best. So,
How much does he usually pay you?
Pays me about 250 goldish a month, just to rent me out for the night each night. So, however much that is per day. I'm not really good at math.
Estelle kind of has like slight wide eyes, and she just like looks to the rest of the group.
250 a month. So that's, well, that'd be like, if it was only 10 days, it'd be 25 gold. So the going daily rate is less than 25 at the very least.
I'm going to turn back to her after Zen has done the math, because Mira's not good at math. So then I'll turn back to the woman and I'll say, all right, I have a proposition for you. What would you say if I offered you 15 gold and gave you the night off, as long as you promised not to tell anyone?
I'm willing to throw in another 10.
That's not how you bargain, Zen. You wait until she doesn't take
5, I'll do it for 50.
How about 35?
See, you're telling me to take the whole night off. He's not my only customer. Really good number, don't you? Especially if you want these lips to stay cool.
Well, you might want to take the whole night off if you plan on, staying in here and watching us handle him.
My love, I do that every night.
And she kind of just like looks back to the group because she doesn't know what to say. If she could just say outright.
Zen's looking at Mira because Zen is willing to just give her all of her gold because we're not planning on using it anytime soon. So
I'm going to turn to the woman and I'm going to say, all right, how about 30 gold and then I pull out of my bag a really fine set of clothes, like silks.
Her eyes kind of go wide, looking at this, and says, deal. And she kind of reaches her hands out for the clothes, and with the assumption that you let them go,
I give them.
Takes them, very much lovingly praises them. And I assume also the 30 gold is in her hands as well by this point.
yeah. I'll give 15 of that.
Okay. Listen, he's one of my best, so treat him nicely, okay? Don't do anything too rough, right? And she pops out and closes the door behind her.
All right.
Once the door's closed, Estelle just goes, yeah, well, she's gonna be real disappointed when we kill this dude.
She opens the door. You said what? No.
DM, would we have an idea of roughly how much time we have left before dusk? Like, before he's gonna...
Yeah, so you were basically at the road very close to dusk, so it is basically dusk now. And with that being said, just in interest of time, you hear a ding at the front door, and you hear...
Really quick, I'm gonna turn to the group and say, I'll explain this later, and then I will morph to look like the woman that just left.
Okay. So you now look like an exact replica of the girl who left. You guys...
We hide from the room? Or...
Yeah.
You have like maybe
and we'll
a
jump
few
out.
seconds left. Yeah. What are you doing?
Alright.
Estelle's
You guys all
gonna
hide?
hide next to the door, like on the hinge side, so that when he walks in, she can close it.
Okay.
Mira's gonna dive onto the bed and lie suggestively.
I have no idea where to hide in this room.
Can Zen fit under the bed?
Yes, but only one person can fit under the bed at the time.
Oh, okay.
Is there a closet in here?
There's no closet.
Can I just hide next to Estelle then? I'll just stay next to Estelle like
Just flat against the wall.
I mean,
me and the wall has become one. I
Estelle is
just
much
stand like a
larger than
statue.
him, so I think that's fine.
Angus, I'm gonna cast invisibility on you.
No, it's okay.
Nice.
It's okay.
And as that happens, the door opens. And you see the original, the proprietor of this place that guided you into this room kind of look around and be like, huh? But doesn't really question it and says, there you are. And then kind of pops back out and you see Isaac there and says, what are you wearing? And closes the door. What is that you're wearing right there?
Something new for you. You like it? Can we pretend that I'm mimicking her voice a little bit better? Like, I can roll for it, but I just can't physically do it.
No, don't worry. No worries. I imagine that's what's going on, so.
Okay.
And just to be clear, you are still wearing your outfit.
Yep.
So I don't know if I really like it. You should probably take it off.
You're gonna make me do all the work? And I'm just gonna kind of like shift my eyes steadily to like Estelle, where Estelle and Angus are, like, and I'll kind of like beckon him further into the room.
Yeah, he starts to unbutton his shirt and he's like kind of walking towards.
As he
And
gets
then he's
towards
out.
the bed.
Okay. I don't want to go
can
further
I-
with this, please.
Yeah, no,
No, I want to try and grab his ankle and full on tug him so his feet go out from under him.
He lets out
Is he falling?
Estelle's gonna
falling?
try to, since he doesn't know she's there, she's just try to land a blow on him.
Okay. Yeah.
If I see that he's like falling-ish, I'll cast guiding bolt.
Okay. Okay. So let's resolve these things one at a time. So, Zen, you're grabbing him to make him fall. Is that correct?
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
Gotcha. So let's do a strength contest here.
Athletics?
Yeah, you can roll athletics. That's fine.
Okay.
Technically, I think it's supposed to be straight strength, but it's fine.
I can do either. I just have a higher modifier in athletics.
No worries. Athletics is fine, movie.
Jesus, that's a 7.
So you grab his ankles, but after years and years of training, he's very sturdy on his feet.
That's ridiculous. I rolled a 2.
Yeah, he rolled pretty high, so you have him. So you have him grasped, but he has not fallen. Now,
I mean, he could be scared. There's legit something under the bed.
he's startled. Yes, he is startled. I will give you that.
Do I have time to summon my echo too?
No, because that would
Okay.
technically be your action right there. Well, I forget. It's been.
Echo's a bonus action.
Okay, then yeah, you have time.
Okay, so then it just pops up behind him.
Okay, gotcha. So you're hitting him. It's just straight hitting him.
Can I get advantage on this since he doesn't know I'm there? Bam!
Finally!
When it
Finally a
counts.
good roll.
There we go.
All right.
Okay.
And it counts.
It doesn't hit. No, I'm just kidding. Roll that damage. Nice. Okay. I imagine he gets a little startled by somebody grabbing his feet. Something pops up behind him, and then all of a sudden he just gets like slammed in the back of the head. What? Angus, you said guiding bolt, right?
Since I'm invisible,
You are invisible.
does that give me advantage?
Yeah,
I
well, I
can't
mean,
tell.
you technically have advantage anyway, because I mean, he did not see you.
Yeah, I know,
So
but like,
just bear in mind, if you do anything, invisibility goes away.
yeah, but I was only invisible, so he can't see me when he walks in. I'll do it.
Mm.
Oh,
Nice.
I'm
Yep.
so freaking glad for advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. You got it.
Saving against it. There's only damage.
46. Jeez.
Oh, it's so sad. Sad damage.
What? That's lame.
No. Who won?
Wow.
But-
Alright, well, still, you still
it's glowing.
smack him pretty hard.
It's glowing, and the next attack has advantage against him.
Okay.
Do I- Did my luring him in count as my action, or can I get off an Eldritch Blast quick before
No,
we...
that you were just talking to him, so that's free. So if you want to hit him with something, go for it.
Oh.
Oh. Okay. This is how we're gonna play this. You fire off an Eldritch Blast. It misses him, but it does graze a stall. A stall you will take 2 points of force damage just as it grazes you. And with that, your surprise round is over. So let's
Still under the bed.
You are still under the bed. Go ahead, roll initiative for me.
Be shocked if I
Oh my
go.
gosh.
That's
Wow.
-1 in
The
initiative.
rolls are just not
I've been rolling real bad tonight.
they're real rough
Roleplay
tonight.
rolls
Oh
are
my God.
great.
Yeah,
What?
speak for
What?
yourself, the roleplay rules.
The -1 goes first, guys.
Okay, holy crap. Okay,
Terrible.
here.
Tens only. Sub-tens only. There's
know
no
what?
nothing above 10.
Maybe I have partial cover because I'm under the bed.
Technically,
I have partial cover because I'm behind Esther.
No, you're not tiny.
Oh, that's so sad.
So first up, actually, is Angus.
Wow.
I go before the guy.
What a night.
Not saying you guys rolled really that well at all, but he rolled real bad.
Okay, if I see him like this, I should an inflict wound, but I did not. Yeah, you know what? I'll do that. See him like this. I want to cast man.
Command. Okay, gotcha.
That's safe.
Let's see, what is it? Wisdom?
Wisdom.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Please don't be wise. Please don't be wise.
Okay, and what is your 13?
This works. It's great. If it doesn't,
Yeah, there goes your spell slot.
save.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
Just barely, too.
okay.
You see,
Can-
like, the magic kind of goes over, and you see his eyes kind of, like, glaze over for a second, then he shakes it off.
Sucks. Bonus action. Lock the door.
What?
I would like to lock the door. Or like, sure it stays locked.
I'll give it to you. I'm pretty sure that's an actual action, but I'll give it to you. All right, Estelle.
She is going to light this boy up. She's going to use one of her key points to attack 3 times.
Oh my god. Months.
And I'm just gonna
With advantage on the first hit.
Yeah, guiding bolt.
I'm just gonna roll all 3 attacks, and then we'll see which ones hit.
Oh. Mira, your attack should have had advantage because of guiding bolt.
Oh.
Oh, that's right.
That's
Okay.
right. I'll next time.
Okay, just give it to
I'll
Estelle.
give you advantage. Give it to Estelle. We'll work out something for it. But
All right, which one of those hits?
so the 16 and 19 hit.
And he needs to make me a dexterity saving throw.
All right. What's the DC?
It is 12.
He fails.
All right, he is knocked prone.
Okay. With Zin's hand still clasped to his ankles, he falls.
Just gonna be like that one horror scene where she just pulls them on the bed.
It should, but I have no room to swing my sword if I do that.
That'd be funny. Mira, you are up.
Okay.
Is this thing on?
Every time I've tried to use Eldritch Blast, it misses.
Yeah, you haven't noticed that. It's you and Eldritch Blast and Stall and Intimidation just seems not to be working.
I'm a warlock that can't Eldritch Blast. Like, what the hell? Okay. I'm gonna try an Eldritch Blast again. Nothing else is.
It's not a nat 1.
It's not a nat 1, but unfortunately it is still
That's ridiculous.
wide.
That's crazy.
Still wide. Okay, anything else for your turn?
Yeah, no, that's it for me.
Okay, gotcha. So now it is going to be his turn, Isaac's turn. So he's gonna get up. He's not really gonna contest your grapple with him, Zen.
Okay.
You don't have him fully grappled, so this is kind of like a home rule homebrew this simply because it's kind of a weird setup. He's not able to move without contesting. He can get up, but he's not able to move away from where he is without contesting, but he still has full use of his arms, so he's still going to be able to do that. With that being said, he is going to still try and strike you, because, I mean, you are grappling him. Showing.
It's just a really funny image to me, because I'm like probably half out from under the bed.
Yeah.
My like arms just hanging out.
I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever had an experience with combat like this. So technically you have half cover here. I'm assuming a 13 does not hit, right?
No, my armor class is pretty high.
Perfect. Yeah, so he takes his arm and he kind of like smacks down trying to hit you, but because he's still kind of unsteady, he misses. But with that being said, he's just kind of like frenzied at this point. You see kind of the fire in his eyes. As he comes back up, he is going to attack a stall, and he's going to do it with a disadvantage because you're behind him and he can't really turn. And you see flame trails kind of go from his shoulder down into his arm and coalesce into his palm, and a small little fire ball, not a fireball, but a ball of fire, appears on his hand, and he tries to shoot it at you. And oh yeah, no, that doesn't hit. Man, what are the rolls today? Oh my god.
I mean, Estelle's AC is also 14, so
he kind of like throws it. That being said, the fire does hit the wall, which is made of wood, so it does catch.
Okay, so I'm going to crawl out from under the bed.
Okay.
Get my shield and sword up. I am letting go of his ankle so I can get up. And both. So I'm assuming I'm standing on the other side of him because the stall's engaged on the side, and then the echo is on his back side, I guess, front side. I'm not really
The way
sure.
I look at it is, if he's facing towards the bed, and the way he's facing is quote unquote north. Mira, you are northeast on the bed. Then you're straight east. Estelle, you're southeast. Your echo is south, and kind of southwest is where I guess it is. It may not be a clear picture, but basically the orientation of where you guys are.
Right, okay. So I'm going to use Mirror the movement. So this will be 2 attacks.
Okay.
I guess I'll use roll 20 since everyone's using roll 20. So that's the first one.
Yeah, that hits. The second one is not, though.
Okay. So that's 8 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to action surge, and I'm going to do it again.
Do it again.
I'm just using all of my stuff right now. Oh, jeez. Okay, and then one more. I'm assuming a 23 hits.
Dare to use that guiding bolt, because I hope we don't battle anymore after this.
So that's another 12 damage.
Oh my god, okay. Alright.
Alive?
So, he's hurting. He's hurting. Hard. You see he's got blood coming off of him.
That ends my turn. I want to cut his arm off, Mira.
Angus, your turn. You want to cut his arm off?
I do.
Jesus.
Cut his
Yeah.
arms off after we knock him unconscious.
No, it doesn't have to be
Kill
both.
him.
Just the demon arm.
Yeah, I know what I want to do. I'm just not sure if I should do it. I have 1 spell slot left. You see his hand reach towards one of his pouch and pulls like a sort of like a flask of holy water. Mumbling a prayer sent to Mishra. Cast bless. Should have just done that instead of command. Yeah, the 3 creature is obviously Mira, Al, and Zed.
Okay.
That's all I could do for an action. Can I sort of turn towards the door so like my back is to Estelle and my front is towards the door?
Yeah,
Being
you still
a very close watch outside for anybody coming.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
That's all I do. Actually, can I say something as a free action?
Sure. Yeah, oh, absolutely.
You can see Angus taking like a deep breath, his ears turning read that tomatoes are shame. So he says, "Don't be so rough." Just like out of this really weak voice, because it's so mortifying for him, he just yells out, "Don't be so rough."
Don't be so.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. All right. I'm gonna need a deception roll with that one.
I'm gonna stop laughing first.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna use my real dice for this one. Being best I can do.
Okay, and I'm sorry, what was it again?
15.
15? Okay, yeah, perfect.
C dice.
So I have a question before we go on. So she is a monk and she beats people literally with her fists. I was
Yes.
trying to look it up. Is her unarmed attack inherently non-lethal? Because
No.
No, okay, because at later levels they count as weapons that can like hit ghosts and stuff, so I just wanted to
Magic.
Yeah, they count as magic at higher levels?
No, so it lethality kind of works the way that you kind of would imagine it would. So
Is it just
if
like a
you
separate
shoot
thing
an
from the
arrow-
attack?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If you shoot an arrow at somebody, you can't be like, oh, it's non-lethal unless you specifically have like a non-lethal arrow, right? But if you have something like a club, your fist, you could even make the argument for a sword. You can designate that as non-lethal. There are some things, obviously, that you can't. Yeah, your fist can easily be non-lethal, but you have to state it before you roll damage.
She's not going to be attacking non-lethally. I just wanted to know for
Okay.
the future.
Oh, I'm not sparing this man. I was just, wondering what features I have.
And she is going to attack 3 times again, because she can just do that.
Yeah, smack this man around.
For Bless, do you want me to pick one before I roll the d4? Or do you want me to roll it after? Whatever is up to you.
Let's see. So it is whenever you make an attack roll. You can do that every time.
Every single time you get a D4.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
thinking of the bard thing. This is every attack.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so much worse.
No, I'm gonna just do this every single time we do combat. Just do this
Bless
instead.
is a blessing.
Yeah, it's one of the best support spells. I like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so that definitely does not hit.
Hey, look at that 4 though.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm gonna say that a 10 also does not hit. I'm not even gonna bother to
No.
roll. Okay.
no. Oh my god.
Oh.
It is.
Dice, the dice.
She's just swinging.
Just something. She's shocked that Angus has the gut to say, "Don't be so
Yeah, I
rough."
think she's a little caught off guard.
Yeah, a
The
little.
Angus
yeah.
of all people.
And now that, his feet aren't being constrained and he's kind of like able to focus, he is a trained fighter and, he's kind of boxing, like ducking and weaving your punches, like, whoop, wah, whoop, wah.
But yeah, I think she's very caught off guard that Angus of all people would say something like that after seeing the lead up to just get here.
Mira.
Is there like a sink in the room or like a bucket of water maybe?
Not really, no. No, it's fairly bare in here.
Okay, how bad are the flames right now?
They are. It's containable now, but it is fire and it is a fully wooden building. It is not like a treated building.
I would like to take the sheets off the bed or a blanket or something and try to smother the flames.
For lack of a better idea, we'll do sleight of hand. If you want to do athletics, you can. I can see it. Sleight of hand, otherwise.
Flex is a -1, so I'm not gonna do that.
Okay. Okay.
Nice
yeah,
roll.
So okay, perfect. You definitely spend your full time kind of like just patting out the flames, and luckily you got to it and it's pretty much died down. Just very singed. Everything smells like a campfire now. Yeah.
Cozy.
If you like campfire.
We cozily beat each other up.
Exactly. Now Ezek is kind of like backing up. He's seeing the situation in a new light. He's like, What do you guys want? Why are you attacking me? Wait a second, you all are from the square. I told you no ruckus. This is how you treat me after I spared you?
You treat
To the
people
others where
with cruelty.
You kidnap our friend.
Listen, you're gonna have to be real specific with that one. That does not narrow it
To
down.
say that is enough of a testament to your character.
I'm not doing it. I'm not.
You
It's the
literally
Baron.
kidnapped someone. Of course you're doing it.
Listen, I'm just following orders. All right.
That doesn't excuse you from anything.
Yeah, and we're following orders, and we're gonna kill you.
Well, all right. And he swings out at you.
man.
And yeah, no. He swings up and completely whiffs. He's just like, you don't even move. Like, he just, punches at you, and it's just like, hold on. All right, hold on. Let me wind this one up. And he gets that flame again, and he tosses it at you. And
Yeah, what kind of laugh that is?
Does it hit? Because you might not be laughing.
oh, it hits. Oh, it hits.
You're not ready.
I'm going to use deflect a missile.
On fire?
Yep, any ranged attack when I am hit by it. She's obviously not going to catch the fire, but she can deflect it.
Interesting. I've never seen it used that
Monk.
way.
Freaking monk.
That's why I had the page open, because it says you can use your reaction to deflect a missile when you're hit by a ranged weapon attack. Does that count as-
I didn't.
I was gonna say, I don't think that's-
Yeah, that's technically magic.
Not a okay, never mind.
It's gotta be a projectile?
Yeah, it has to be throwing knives, javelin, an arrow, yada yada yada. Yeah, so no, he still hits. And you take 12 fire damage.
All right.
And then at that point it is Zen's turn.
Really always just stall getting hit. I only have one thing,
That's a
so
way
I'm
with
just gonna hit him again. Or try to. By the way, if you look, Zen is full on like Battle Fury at this point. Very much killing intent. D4.
Well-
D4. Right.
Yes.
Guys, don't forget the D4.
Oh, 16?
Oh, good. Yeah, because you're about to be Battle Fury for nothing.
I know. 8 damage.
And this man is wheezing. He's come at me, come on. I'll take you.
You can't take it.
Anything else? Are you doing your extra attack?
No, I only have one of those left, so I'm just gonna save it for now.
Do I hear anything from outside?
Do you want to spend your turn listening?
Well, yeah. You know what? I'll do that. I'll spend my turn being extremely vigilant of what's going on outside.
Okay. Yep. Roll perception for me.
That wasn't with advantage. I'm sorry. I don't know why I drew
That's
advantage.
right.
15.
You listen out. You kind of focus in on the sounds of the hallway. You don't really hear anything. I mean, besides the sounds coming from the hallway.
There's
Other
no
than
sound of like people
Honestly,
frantically walking or yelling.
honestly,
or anything.
the room across from you sounds more like a fight than what's going on in here.
Perfect. Yeah, that's it. And you know what? I'll just like turn my head back towards the guy and I give him. You've never seen this before, but it's like most best you have ever seen. And he's like, ha.
Don't worry, I'll kill you too. I get you.
Seriously, he's like full on like farmer. Like, I thought he was gonna be like, conniving, evil,
I
kind
kind
of
of
thing.
just want to have this guy live so we can just hear him about more nonsense.
I'll kill you all. Come on now. Alright, Estelle.
She is going to change her tactics. Give me 1 second. I just need to know if he needs to make a save for this. I need him to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, fancy. You're using something.
I'm gonna poison spray him.
Ooh.
Okay. What's the DC?
11. So, not that high.
Saves. Yeah, he saves.
And I just like holds her arm out and tries to spray poison at him, and it kind of just like goes into the room. No, it is it's just a 10-foot line.
Oh, it's a line.
It just says 10 feet, so I'm gonna assume that it's a line.
Completely unfazed. He doesn't. It smells like my lunch I had yesterday. And Mira, your turn.
Gonna look down at her gem in her hand and just kind of shake her head, and then she's gonna pull out a dagger and throw it at him.
Okay. All right.
We're just like, no more.
I'm so disappointed in you.
Hey!
There you go. That worked. You got it. You got it. Critical roll. Tell me how you're doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dagger.
Yeah, the dagger. After all that.
No, you know what? You still look like his lover.
Oh yeah, that's true. So I'm looking at the glove and I shake my hand and then I have so one of my daggers is tucked into my boot. So I draw it out of there and I kind of toss it in the air and catch it and then kind of whip it at him.
Perfect. And it like lands smack dab in his chest and he goes, "Oh, Marissa, why? I loved you.
Oh my god.
I was 1 week away from getting that farm for us." How many dice?
No.
He's a freaking farmer. Oh my god. Who gave this man a devil arm? I don't understand.
May never know now.
Can I search his body real quick?
Stunning roll for you. You search his body. Yeah, you find a ring of keys. You find a dagger. 20 gold pieces.
Ooh.
I will hand that to Angus to keep with the party goal.
And now you are in a brothel with a dead body. And I'm gonna call it there if you guys are okay. But I have good news for you. You do have a dead body in a brothel. So, what wacky shenanigans will we get into next time?
At least nobody, found us yet.
Maybe ending a little early considering I came in late. But you guys get to level up.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, so go ahead, have that done, then next week we'll come back and